Okay, with example 14, it says the sum of three consecutive integers is 13 greater than twice the smallest of the three integers. Find the integers. So again, let's go through it. It says the sum, which means we're going to add, of three consecutive integers. Well, three, it means there's three of them. Consecutive means in a row. Integers means no fractions, no decimals. So what we think of as like our counting numbers. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And then the word is. Is means equals. So let's worry about this left side right now of the equal sign that we've got here. So we're going to add three consecutive integers, but we don't know those three consecutive integers. So let's work on that. So I'm going to come up here and let's talk about three consecutive integers. Alright, so we got our first integer, our second integer, and our third integer. Well, in class, y'all gave me examples of what those integers would be. And so you said, like, maybe, in my think bubble here, 4, 5, and 6. But for our problem, we don't know what that first integer is, so we're going to let it be represented by x. The second integer, notice, how would you get from 4 to 5? Well, you would add 1 to it. So you take the previous and add 1. And then to get from 5 to 6, you take that previous, so that x plus 1, and you add 1 more. And so we can simplify that to be x plus 2, which hopefully makes sense because you could go from your first one to the third one there by adding 2. Alright, so now we got that left side. We said the sums, we're adding them, so we're going to take our first integer plus our second integer plus our third integer, and it says is, so it's equal to. Then we have 13 greater than. Remember, anytime we talked about if it says greater than or less than, when it has that word than, we're going to switch the order. So greater means we're adding, but if it's greater than, we're going to add 13 to something. Well, what are we adding to? Twice, which means 2 times the smallest of the three integers. Well, the smallest one is just that x. So now we can just solve this equation here. We've got parentheses on the left-hand side, but we also have like a little positive ones here, so we can distribute them. Or 1 times anything is itself, so we didn't really have to have the parentheses on the side, but we put them because if it had been a minus sign, it would make a huge difference. So I'm going to work this side out here. And over here, I've just got 2 times x, which we know we can rewrite as 2x plus 13. Now let's combine our like terms. X plus x plus x is 3x. 1 plus 2 is 3 equals, I can't do anything to this other side, so 2x plus 13. Now let's just solve for x. So I'm going to move the 2x over by subtracting it because it was positive. So I got x plus 3 equals 13. Move the 3 over. I'm going to subtract it because it was positive. And I end up with x equals 10. Was that my answer? No. Let's check. It says find the integers. So I'm looking for all 3 of them. Well, I know x is 10, so that means my first integer, and back up here at the top, I'm going to change colors here to make it easier for you to see. I'm going to go to purple. So my first integer is 10, which means the second integer is that x is 10 plus 1, so it's 11. And the third one is the x plus 2, so it's 10 plus 2, which is 12. Now remember, because this is a word problem, we're going to answer it in a complete sentence. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, so the integers are 10, 11, and 12.